smallest raptor we have. He weighs all of about 97 grams. And the reason he has his name Higgins is because his real name is Mr. Higgins. He's very feisty, despite his small size. He's what's called a northern saw-whet owl, and it's because of actually the sound that they make when a saw is being sharpened on a whetting stone. So I can play that for you guys if you want to hear that. You looking at that? You hear it? So that's a sound that they'll often hoot or make when they're calling to each other. I don't often hear Higgins make it because we don't have any other saw-whet owls living with him at the moment. We once worked with another center who told us that they had a saw-whet owl and they put a baby in with that saw-whet owl, and it wasn't a true foster. Let's just say that. Let's just say at the end of the night there was one owl left. So I'm very careful when it comes to putting saw-whet owls together because of that story. So he right now lives alone. We don't have any other saw-whets in rehab, thankfully, so that means we're, you know, not looking to add one. This pollen is like getting really bad. So Higgins we have because he unfortunately got attacked by a cat. So he was out flying being an owl, and instead he was grabbed by the cat, and the cat actually took him by his wing and didn't just take him there and leave him there. They actually took him into the children's bedroom of the house that he's from. And the way that the people discovered this specific owl was they sent their children to go clean their room, and their children were cleaning out under their bed and they found this thing. And when owls are really scared, or when their wing's broken and they're literally in shock, they actually play dead. And they do it very convincingly. They slow their heartbeat down, they close their eyes, they stiffen up as if they're in rigor, and they really, really pretend to be dead well. And so the kids actually thought he was a stuffed animal, and that they had a new stuffed animal or one that they hadn't really known about. And so thankfully the parents, they kept track of those, you know, animal spending, or, you know, the inventory that they have. They knew that this wasn't a stuffed animal, and they called us and they said that they have a dead owl, and we said bring him anyway. And he came to us and we opened up the box, and he was just sort of waking up from his sort of shock playing dead act that he was doing. Thankfully he didn't have to play dead anymore because no one was going to be playing with him. Owls do not like to be played with. Owls are sort of the victim of people always putting their emotions on, or their feelings onto them. I think it's because their eyes face forward. They're more human-like to us naturally. Naturally, we're going to think something that has eyes that face forward is cuter than, say, a hawk who has more of a triangular face. Probably everyone has seen those videos online of where owls are being pet or owls are being cuddled. And I could probably have someone here hold the camera up and we could make one of those videos here right now with Higgins. But Higgins wouldn't like it. And that's because when owls are scared, they play dead or close their eyes. So if you ever see a video of someone touching the beak of an owl and they're closing their eyes like that, that owl is telling you to leave me alone. Please stop what you're doing. But we as people think, oh my goodness, he loves the scratches, he's closing his eyes. So it's always exciting when we get birds into rehab and all I see is the kid holding the owl, petting it. But you think, all I'm thinking to myself is, oh my goodness, that owl is terrified right now, and I need to somehow find a way to gently say to this kid, please stop touching that owl, because he doesn't really like it. Now Ash here, his looks a little bit different. He almost looks like a little miniature great horned owl. Great horned owls stand very large. He's not a baby great horned owl. He's actually what's called an eastern screech owl. And this is a bird that is common in Connecticut. So he's kind of like the broadwing hawk. So the saw-whet owl is on a special concern list. He's common, meaning you can pretty much find them anywhere you go. And what's cool about these birds is they have feather tufts. So those feather tufts are used for communication and for camouflage. When they're upset or stressed, they actually go down flat on their head. If they're trying to blend in with something, aka a tree, because that's basically the color he is, he holds his tufts up and breaks up the pattern of his face so that a predator cannot see him. So you can see how if you stand back here where I'm standing, you can see the bird only for his face. So he blends in very well. If you didn't know he was there, you probably wouldn't see him. So they blend in really, really well. He's like, why are you holding me up to a tree? Is this Freedom Day?
Freedom, I'm going free.
Bye.
He's gripping my finger extra tight.
Why but Higgins can't go free because, like we said, he got attacked by the cat and his wing is broken from that cat attack, most birds that are attacked by cats die because cat saliva has a lot of bacteria in it to break down meats. And so when they bite something, that saliva goes into the cut and starts breaking down the animal it bites. And so basically what usually happens is we get an attack by cat bird and we try to save it and it ends up dying from infection. And so for whatever reason, Higgins fought off the infection perfectly and made a full recovery other than his wing. His wrist is not able to extend completely. Ash here has a little bit of a different story. She got hit by a car, like about 80% of our raptors that we take into rehab do. And what happens is people drive on the roads and they're obviously not aware that birds of prey are all around you. You know, you think you're on the road, not actually driving through the woods, which is really what we're doing when we're driving on the road. But these birds, they sit on the side of the road and they wait because we throw out our apple cores, our orange peels, things that are biodegradable all the time. We also throw things that aren't biodegradable, things like trash, plastic, things that we know for sure we shouldn't be throwing out, but for whatever reason people still do. But whatever we're throwing out of our car, it's attracting rodents to the sides of the road, and that in turn attracts their predators, which are screech owls.